How have we never done a boundaries video? Like, that is such a huge part of streaming. Ashni, come on. What's up, streamers? It's ashnichrist, and welcome back to my channel where I teach you to pursue your dreams and learn to stream. If that is something that you are interested in, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button down below for 3 videos a week. What the heck are personal boundaries? Personal boundaries are guidelines for the ways that people can interact with you and your responses to those interactions. Now, these can be really difficult to establish if you're just not an assertive person or if you haven't found your confidence yet. So let's get into the 4 types of boundaries that you want to set if you are a live streamer. The first boundary that you want to set are mental boundaries. So mental boundaries are boundaries on thoughts and opinions that you want people to share in your community, how much of your life you want to share with your community, how much you want to hear about and interact with their lives, and then also just the emotions that you want to live around in your space. This boundary is highly subjective, so it's really important that you spend time checking inwards every time that someone kind of pushes your boundary to figure out what is comfortable for you. Whenever you set boundaries like this, you always want to make sure that you're never going beyond what is comfortable for you. I'm personally very vulnerable in my community and the space that I'm building, and I like that vulnerability. I like people to be able to open up about their lives, even if it's scary or they're afraid to. So that is comfortable for me because I feel confident in helping people and enabling them to live their best lives and to just be honest about who they are as people. But that might not be comfortable for you. So if it's not, you don't have to do that. The second boundary that you want to set are physical boundaries. So can people touch you at events without asking? Can they travel to come and see you and hang out with you in person? Do you want to see people whenever they reach out to you and say, hey, can we meet up? Because trust me, you get to a certain point and this starts to happen a lot. People want to see what you are like in real life. And once again, this is highly subjective. A really important note that I want to put in here is that some people are highly sensitive to physical touch, or they have histories of abuse or trauma. So in those situations, you want to make sure that you ask before you act, because you never know what someone else's boundaries are. I love seeing my community in real life because I'm a creep. I also love hugs, and I'm very tactile, and I want to wrap people in my arms and never let go. It's not weird, I promise. But if someone randomly hugs you or comes to visit without your permission and you're not about it, speak up. Also, permission? I don't know. The third boundary that you want to set are time boundaries. Okay, so these are things like the amount of time you spend adulting versus the amount of time you spend on relationships. This is very time management oriented, which if you are a content creator, it's very easy to get lost in this craft and put a ton of time into it. You kind of lose yourself in it, Ashni. So I am very work and goal oriented, which means that I have a tendency to overwork myself and let my relationships slide, which is not the best personality trait. But for me, because I enjoy working so much, I've found a boundary that it's really important for me to try to weekly get people into my content and working on it with me. So that way I have a good mixture of real life experiences and content creation / work. However, you might have the exact opposite problem, and that's why we're gonna make a time management video soon, I promise you. The fourth boundary you need to set are relational boundaries, okay? So this is like, how much time are you gonna be putting into each of these relationships? How much effort, how much intimacy do you want to have with all these people that are gonna start reaching out to spend time with you? So think about this from a viewership's perspective, right? Like, viewers spend a lot of time watching you, and they get to know you very, very well to the point where they feel like they're actually your friend. And so they'll reach out to you either in DMs on like Twitter or Instagram or Discord, or they'll want to like meet with you one-on-one and set up all these meeting times, but they're is a cost to this, okay, my friends, okay? And that cost might be your sanity at some point. Like, there are only a certain amount of relationships that we can all handle. If you're in the very beginning of content creation, you might be able to spend as much time as you can with all of these people and keep those relationships healthy and alive and very intimate and close. But there will come a time where the amount of people that are reaching out to you is just unbearable for you to be able to respond to everybody with very, very intimate details and with that close-knit like relationship feeling. As much as we all love our communities and really want to get to know everyone and spend time with everyone, at a certain point we just can't handle any more relationships. Human beings can't be close friends with every other human being on the planet, right? So eventually there will come a time where you have to choose who you are going to keep close and who you are kind of going to hold at arm's length and not really have a ton of effort or time or intimacy into that relationship. Which this can make you feel really guilty if you've never done it before, but it's actually a good thing to do because you have to, as a content creator, be focusing on your content, focusing on that community growth. And if too many relationships and too many DMs are starting to take away from that time that you spend growing your space, then that is a negative interaction, right? Like that's a negative thing that's happening in your life that you probably want to put a stop to. So let's make this a conversation. Let's get some actual dialogue going. What boundaries do you feel like you need to work on? Let me know down below. So here's the thing, let's just sum up boundaries in general. Boundaries define your content. They are set to make you comfortable. And going beyond your boundaries makes you feel uncomfortable or drained. It leads to burnout, which leads to you losing your momentum and you just stop creating content. We don't want that. And this might feel a little bit uncomfortable at first, but don't be afraid to reinforce your boundaries so that you are able to accomplish your dreams. If you dig this content, but you need a little bit of an extra push or you need a little extra help that's specific to your own situation, come and hang out with us over at patreon.com/ashnichrist. There's a link for that down below. It's the only place that you can go to get one-on-one help from me, okay? Head over there right now. Make sure you hit subscribe down below if you haven't already. Click a video on the right to keep on watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!